Around those times, I'm very sure that it actually happened. But now here we are, we're about 14 years later, and it's actual romances of knowing. Breakthrough definitely leads to liberation. Is that the biggest breakthrough is about to happen, but there's a huge change that really does occur. But my big message of the day really would be it took me to one of the highest heights of it could be at a country club, and it took to the highest, so I went from a community.
It is Wednesday. It's a great day, actually. Recovering over my weekend. I had a fun time with my relatives. It was right after the solar eclipse, which happened in my fourth house. So connecting with my roots and doing all of those things just kind of really blessed my soul. And I really, you just get to put yourself back together. And then I spent some time to myself right after that. So the universe just kind of allowed things to be a little bit easier for me, and I had enough strength to just do a video, and that study happens to be another big transit here that happens in just about a few days here. On April 20th we have Uranus and a Jupiter at the same time in this area, and so it's hard to get privacy out in a public area. So,
hey everyone, it's Wednesday. I've tried to do this video a couple times. I guess Mercury retrograde is real. There's just always been a disturbance. Anyways, I want to get through this. Third take. Welcome to my table, by the way. These are all real crystals, and maybe that is why the universe just preferred me do this, because it's just really in my element, and all the elements of the powers of the gems and the crystals. If people don't know what they really mean, they really are living creatures as well. But anyways, before you think I'm crazy, there's a Uranus Jupiter conjunction, and it's making big news. It's the next best thing to happen in the astrological world after this eclipse that just passed over the Americas. And this is really cool just because I have come full circle at this point with having these transits sort of like repeat themselves. And so this last one was 13 and a half years ago, taking us back to June 6th of 2010. And I think that it's worth talking about, because as I journeyed myself back there, I mean, a lot of times I give Pluto a lot of credit for the movement and the excavation of my life. But both Uranus and Pluto within those times, even though there was a Uranus square Pluto, and that's the reason why, had really just had these different parts. And so at this part I get to talk about how Uranus really played a big role in my life at this point. But anyways, going back to Uranus and Jupiter conjunction back in 2010s, if you can take yourself that time, would have been probably around June of 2010 as well. And so I went back and I realized that I did find like a little bit of like evidence of what I was thinking about, what I was doing, and I realized that yeah, there was like a breakthrough moment for myself in those times, and certain things that I later realized were coming into fruition. But it wasn't until 2011 that I had that real Uranus breakthrough moment. And so I could definitely see how like all of what was happening in 2010s was leading me up to like something that happened in 2011. And I want to tell everyone that that really was one of the biggest breakthrough moments in my life, because it really deals with something that is completely sometimes unsolvable. And so at those certain times, I had experienced that same exact thing in that year. I want to say that it's quite possible that these breakthrough moments that we might experience may not always be like the answer just right in that very moment. But I've come to realize that things having to do with Uranus, and especially things having to do with Jupiter, because of these outer planets, they really do take you or begin a journey in yourself and the thing that inspired you, and for whatever came out of that wonderful combustion of creativity in the time that it did. You know, around those times, I'm very sure that it actually happened in my fourth house of self, because the dreams, according to those times, were. But now here we are, we're about 14 years later, and it's actually in my fifth house of my creativity. What I do with myself and all those senses of the fifth house, from gambling with myself to the love and romances of re-knowing who I am through those things. A good bit of my creativity that I've had to put aside just because the Plutonic transit had really consumed a part of my life for those years. But here I am, you know, it's allowed me to do so. So I wanted to say that it's real. It is a journey. It might just be an immediate breakthrough, but the breakthrough definitely leads to a liberation. But it's not always immediate, and that's the bigger part of this message, is that the biggest breakthrough is about to happen, but you might actually have to just wait for the result, or to actually feel the sweetness of that result, because it really is a huge change that really does occur. But like a lot of astrologer person friends have said, that in Taurus, we do that, but we don't always make a big mess of our lives as these big inspirations, manifest themselves through the planet. But my big message of the day really would be to be ready to acknowledge what is your next mountain, because for sure, don't hide from it, because just staring at it at this point in time, it definitely has the power to move. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and thank you so much for just entertaining just what I think. To be honest with you, had someone tell me these things, I would have made better use of the transits as they occur. But even without knowing the complete knowledge of those things, at the time that I was learning them, I realized that I really did follow through, and whatever it is that I had really applied myself to in that moment had come and bear the fruit. And that was from many things. It was also from doing salon work, having that be something else that's happened in my life. But that took me to one of the highest heights of it could be at a country club, where I'm doing something that was awarded on a global scale award, and it took to the highest. So I went from a community to the highest point of that award, and of course I've taken that break to do this part of my life now. But for sure I could see the different parts, so who knows where it'll be. Of course I honor the journey in me, and I've enjoyed the journey. No, it didn't kill me, it made me.